All right, so we just finished up the RSX, and doesn't it look beautiful? In the last video, we saw it all completely painted. Now we've got a lot more parts to paint in this episode, but what we need to do first is get everything back together. I mean, doors, fenders, and we've got a ton of brand new moldings. Something a lot of you guys did not know. This project started 4 or 5 years ago when I first got the car, and we collected all the moldings possible. We're gonna do a gentle refresh, and kind of plans change down the road. But since then, a lot of moldings have been discontinued. So if you're really interested in maybe doing a project on your RSX or any part or any car, go ahead and try to get all those parts as soon as you can, even if you're not gonna do the project now. Let's go ahead and start working on this project by getting everything back together in the shop. And now that we got the RSX all back from paint, it's time to meticulously put back together the vehicle. We're going to start with the doors, and then we'll move forward into the fenders. This is the point where the car starts to really come together, and I get that visual of how it's going to look like in the end. Once the fenders were on, we started to assemble and put on all the different moldings and rubbers. Every single molding and rubber has been changed on this vehicle, except for one that was on discontinued back order, which is in the passenger side door. Other than that, we've got brand new rubbers all around that were available from our parts department here at Acura. Now, we did make sure to take extra care with the bolt holes that had a lot of paint in them, and TJ helped us out by chasing and cleaning up all those threads. If you miss this step on assembly, you can end up actually stripping out the bolts, and it can cause a lot of issues when it comes to alignment. Now that once this was done, we went ahead into the booth and we had to get the door handles painted, and these cannot come apart. So we had to be creative when it comes to keeping them open so we can get full paint refinish inside and out. So I came up with this way to mount them so I can not only paint the inside, but get the outside all at one time. Since we're going to be assembling the doors now, we wanted to get all the components in this color change Vivid Blue, and there is a lot of parts to paint. When you think about a full proper color change, every single part of that vehicle that was white now needs to be blue, and it takes a lot of meticulous, tedious work to get it done right. You could see once we had it all done, it was nice and beautiful and clear coated. We were ready to put that back onto the car, as well as the different components. And take a look how nice and clean the interior of these door panels are, with the components ready to go back into the vehicle. We used all new rubbers, like we said once again, and it was nice and refreshing to put a nice brand new rubber onto that paint job. We want to make sure that we did as best as possible, ordering as many new parts as possible that we needed, so it was nice and clean. And this is a time to get it done, because if you don't, then you have to go back and fix it down the road. And guess what? Those parts might not be available down the road. So Juan came through and he did the full assembly on all the doors. He made sure he took pictures and he boxed everything up properly. So when it came to actually installing everything back on the door months later, everything was all ready to go, and it looks really good. We're starting here on the passenger side door, following the same exact procedure as the driver door. And when we did this, the passenger side door went a lot quicker than a driver side door. Sometimes that will happen. You learn how to put things back together, and when it comes to put it on the other side, it's just really smooth sailing. Now, once that was all installed, we hopped back to the driver window, and we wanted to check, hey, are our harnesses all working? So this was a moment of truth. The window works, and that felt good because this is the first working component that was put back into the car. Now we're ready to build the sunroof frame. Getting that all put in was not a problem. Just a few bolts and the sunroof frame is all in, and it's ready for the sunroof. Now, the moldings here on the top part of the door, they're very expensive and they're vinyl. And if you happen to mess it up, then you're out of luck because you'll have to redo it. So I found a simple solution, just scuffing them up, and we're going to be using an SEM trim black paint. And you'll see throughout the video that we use this same trim black paint. Now later on, when we go to put the rest of the panels back on to the door and the different moldings, you'll see how nicely everything comes back together. Let's pass this on to Mike for some mechanics and interior work. All right, so you saw how we got the door and we got the fender and most of the parts kind of to make this look like a car again. Well, we're going to hand this over to TJ. Juan's going to be helping out as well as Mike, and we're going to be doing the full interior now. Everything's been laid out. I've taken everything. I put SEM trim paint over everything. So now it's time to get everything back into the vehicle and see what it finally looks like.
So bolting up the amplifier for the audio system, which is right underneath the passenger seat. I got you. Come on. Come on. Yep.
We got it. Ready?
Come on. Okay. There we go.
You got that mic or not?
Yeah, I got it. Alright, okay. Alright. Headliner here's up next. 1 second, I gotta put the harness through here.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. Very nice.
Like that.
Just popped it up. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. You know, it is a little easier for us to not to put the glass in and put back the interior, because now I'm standing in between the hatch.
I think if we put the glass in, this will be a lot harder to put in.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
So probably putting the glass in after might be easier.
Okay, so sunroof is in. We got pretty much the entire interior back in here. Now we did leave the speaker cover off here because we got some new speaker coming in the next couple of days. We do have to find those inspection covers on the back, but other than that, oh, we got the lights back here too that we need to find. A couple of covers for the seat belt, and in the front here we're gonna put our A-pillar panels back on, and we got the front seats. All right, got a kick panel on here. Well, I found one of them. There we go. That's the other kick panel. Yeah. Down. There you go. Wow, it looks so nice with the suede, dude. Matching the headliner. Yeah. Look at that A-pillar, the headliner, guys. Look how good that look. Very nice. Here's the audio amplifier. Is that relay there?
Okay.
Got you. Got you. Come on in. There you go. How we looking, TJ?
Oh man,
Looking kind of comfortable over here.
that's nice. From a car that used to be tan and white to now blue and black.
Blue and black it is.
Blue and black instead of white and tan.
Well, a little bit of Alcantara twist to it too. Very nice. I like the fact that have a little bit of rest stitching, kind of brings out the interior. Not too much black. We do have something special for the steering wheel.
And it's shifting now.
Yeah. You guys gotta stay tuned for that one. There we go. There you go. A few more things on the exterior. She's looking good. Real nice. So we are taking a little break on the interior. Brian got a few pieces to finish up. So there are a few things that we have to redo. One of them is the power steering hose. The other one is the alternator. While we do the alternator, we gotta replace the latch for the hood. Now TJ is in the process of sucking out the power steering fluid. The reason we are doing that is because we gotta replace the high pressure hose. We should have done that initially when we dropped the motor down. But at that time, that power steering hose was on back order and that hose was not leaking. And the last couple of days while we start the car and it started to leak, and some way, somehow, TJ able to find a brand new power steering hose in our stash somewhere, and it's sitting right over here. So with that being said, we're gonna have to suck the fluid and disassemble some of the stuff on the very top here and get the hose replaced. So and as I mentioned earlier, we are replacing the alternator. I'm sure you guys have seen us replacing this alternator at the very first episode. Now this is an AC Delco reman alternator. And during the course, the last few days, we start smelling something that is burning under the engine bay. TJ, tell me more.
Yeah, it smells like an electrical fire almost. So I'm pretty sure it's come from the alternator because you can smell it like right there.
So the OEM is not available anymore, but so we're able to get a used one from our friend at H Motors. Steve hooked us up. And what we did is, once we got this alternator, we sent it out to get it completely rebuilt on the inside. So it doesn't look brand new, but everything inside is all good to go. So let's jump back on the engine bay and let's get that high pressure power steering hose replaced here. No mess, no mess. Go, kept that off. Alright, that was pretty good. Alright, so slide down. Alright, here we go. High pressure power steering hose here. And we did pretty good. No mess. We got some sharp rags there and all around the power steering pump here. So we did pretty well here. And let's go ahead and slap on the new one, which is right over here. So the high pressure power steering hose is all finished. Now we move on to the alternator and the hood latch. And before we can do that, we're gonna remove our T bracket right over here. And here's the old latch. One of the issues that we're having with this latch, it doesn't latch all the way down. We do have a new one somewhere, don't we?
It's the bag.
Oh yeah, right here. So we do have a brand new one here that we'll be replacing. And let's continue with removing that alternator right over here. Okay. Serpentine belt right here. So, see, you got a little trick here where you lock the wrench on the nut on the power steering pump. There you go. That works. Oh, there we go. Alright, so the Denso unit going back in here. Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and let's put it. There we go. We got her back up and running. Nice and quiet. Oh yeah.
Now that most of the interior is complete, it was time to hop back onto those door trims. Now, a part of those door trims are these mirrors that are still white. Now, in order to properly take these apart, you can either de-pin them or cut the wires and resolder. I ended up cutting the wires and resoldering because it's a little bit easier and we don't have to worry about damaging the pins. This is the only proper way to get these apart and get full paint coverage, so these look just like factory. So we follow the same exact procedure as the rest of the vehicle, by priming, sealing in the same exact color, and then we'll go ahead with the base coat. What this is going to allow is, when it's all put back together, it's going to have a beautiful look, and this is going to look factory just like the rest of the vehicle. I'm a pet peeve for having paint in areas that you just don't see, so if you were ever to take it apart again, you really would have no idea this vehicle, inside or out, was indeed white before we started this whole color change project. And once they're all clear coated, they really do have that factory look. But it doesn't stop here. Once the clear coat is all dry, we end up hopping back into the garage, which I'll show you here in a moment, to finish up the rest of the trims. You can see how beautiful these really did come out, and they look just like factory. But back into the garage at home, I took the trim sail panels, and you're going to use an SEM trim black I told you guys about before. This is great for your vehicle. This is an aerosol. It comes in aerosol. You can see the difference. I had sprayed it onto that sail panel, and it looks just like a factory finish. Look at these two together. There's nothing better than the way that this looks, and it's all ready to go back onto the vehicle. Now, once it goes back onto the vehicle, we're going to have to put the trims on first. There's some trims that go on before the actual mirror itself, and we take careful patience to make sure that we put it on properly and don't scratch the paint. Sometimes they might not clip on right away, but a little bit of time and a little bit of patience, you can get these on nice and smooth. And there we go. Our mirror is ready to go. And how do you think that looks against the trim paint on the top and the rest of the moldings? Again, brand new moldings here. These actually went on back order or discontinued from the time I originally purchased them until a few months later. So I'm happy that I was able to pick up those sash moldings, because I was not able to reuse the old since they were just broken behind some of these clips. When you go to take them off, they just can't save them even if you're very careful with it. They do break. They're 20 years of being brittle. You can see a brand new one here again for the driver's side, and it snaps in so nice, just like factory. There's nothing like that. It's all clean. It's all nice. It's all together. And putting that driver's side mirror on, It just completes the whole entire look of this car. Now, we're going to do a little bit of audio before TJ hooks it up. We're going to go into the front door here. We went with the 6.5 adapter and some kickers and this wire adapter, so it just plugs right in. You don't have to do any fancy wiring. Honestly, it just plugs right into the back of the speaker. And these speakers were pretty cheap, around 80 bucks. And we weren't looking to do anything crazy, guys. Just a basic factory upgrade with some new speakers, no amplifier. We don't want to run all these wires. We want to have a factory look. We're using the factory subwoofer. And believe it or not, when we were all done at the end of the video, it sounded really good. We didn't have to do anything fancy to get a nice clean finish just like this. And we're going to be using some butyl tape here. This is a little trick I picked up from one of my buddies. I got this on Amazon. And we'll include the link in the description as well. So put that vapor barrier back on. We were able to take off all the original butyl tape and we put it on nice and clean. It's like a bead that comes on to the actual panel that you're able to put on. And what I like about this stuff is it doesn't stick to your fingers really. It's not like the new stuff on the newer cars, which you go to tear it back and it's super sticky and you have to clean it off with some mineral spirits off your skin. This stuff you can apply with your hands. It's not going to stick to your hands, but it will stick to the vapor barrier. They don't tear apart either. We were able to get this off and reapply it, and it looks really good. You can see here, it just looks just like factory. It's not teared and ripped. Now, on its door panels, I actually used that same trim black paint. We did a little bit of a cleanup here. Why not? And you can see the original upholstery work that was redone to match the interior of the vehicle. It's just a nice touch. And when we paint this car blue, we kind of threw out all the factoriness. We're going to go with a little bit of OEM plus. So it didn't really bother me that it's not going to look exactly like factory because I've done that with all my cars before. And this was going to be the car that I took it a little step further and we added a little bit of our own touch. And when I talked to the upholstery professional that did this, I was like, well, what are my options to keep it the factory look? Because we wanted to make it look modern, like kind of like the new factory TLXs or MDXs. And that's just what we did. We took it a step further to make it look modern. So sit back and enjoy us install the rest of these pieces onto the RSX door panels. Now the door panels are all put back together. I'm going to pass this back to TJ and Mike for the radio and rear speakers.
So Brian, I'll finish up with both door panels, and we do have to finish up with the inner door handle. I think that's coming in the mail very soon, and TJ is getting started on the radio. Now this is our new Pioneer radio that we'll be installing. It's a new design. In the back side, it just got a bigger screen, but really it's a single deck. But modern radios should be pretty good for this build. It does have a backup camera option, and TJ is back here prepping it for the backup camera. And here's the backup camera, and somehow is gonna just stick up on the bottom side of the bumper here.
Kind of.
I guess eventually when we get the bumper.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work something out.
And yeah, so far so good. So now the wiring is here. Now we gotta finish up the radio up front. USB here.
Okay.
Watch your hand don't get cut. All right, so everything's all plugged up. Let's give her a test run here. Key on, radio pops up. Let's go and test out our backup camera. Whoa, whoa, hey there.
All right, so it's kind of hard to fit like some upgraded 6.5 speakers in here because half of them or most of them pretty much don't fit. You know, they don't really fit within these 3 holes here. And then this grill doesn't fit at all if you could even go ahead and get it in there. So this company here at Metra, they make these brackets. It's, you know, like an adapter plate pretty much, so you can fit a 5 1/4 inch speaker and adapt it to the rear here, so at least you have some rear speakers. May not be a lot of bass, but it works and it sounds good. So we're pretty much just going to bolt this in first, and then we'll bolt the speaker down. So here's our speaker. We're using a kicker 5 1/4 for the rear, kicker 6 1/2 for the front, and we are going to use a nice adapter that pretty much slides onto your aftermarket speaker, and it will bolt directly up to the factory connection. All right, now we can bolt this up to there.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so as you see, all it takes is these 4 screws mounted right into the speed clips that are mounted to that bracket, and now we have a 5 1/4 inch speaker for the rear that fits perfectly in there. And now, no problem.
There you go.
Now we're all ready for the glass. This was a big part of the moment to get everything back together, start to look like a car once again. So I helped Vic out, and Vic is from Precision Glass, and we were able to get everything squared away nice and easy. You can see how he has a special tool for his urethane glue and puts on a nice bead there. Now once that's all applied, then we'll go ahead and give him a hand to get everything put back on. But it's interesting to watch another professional and how they work in their trade. Since my trade, I know pretty much how to do everything. I don't know everything about glass, and just watching him simply really makes me appreciate others and their trade as well. So putting on the glass, it would have to be very, very precise when putting it on, because if you don't, if it's off by just a little bit, it's kind of hard to move the glass around once it sticks to that primer. And that's just what we did. We had a nice finish on here. We lined everything up perfectly, and we were really happy with the way that rear glass came out. Now, when it came to the front glass, TJ keeps bothering me about it. I had a good front glass OEM. I ended up going with an aftermarket. I have to kind of watch the cost of this build. It's kind of getting out of hand. And with $800 in my cost for a new front windshield, I had to say no. And that was really hard for TJ to swallow when it came to putting that aftermarket back in. But if he wanted me to put it in so bad and buy the OEM, then he should have bought it for me. But I ended up putting in the aftermarket, and it actually looks really good, and I'm kind of happy with the fitment. Everything lines up really good as far as the VIN location at the bottom driver's side, and as well as the moldings and the top molding. Everything looks really factory. You really wouldn't be able to know unless you look in the bottom corner for that Honda stamp. The quarter glasses were reused, and TJ again was pushing me, but at $300 per quarter glass, that's another $600, and we're looking at, you know, close to $1,500 more in just glass. I have to really watch the budget here, but we have a lot of other goodies coming up that I can't wait for you guys to see. We're gonna go ahead and pass this one back to TJ and Mike. They got some things to put back onto the vehicle.
So as you guys can see, we got the windshield and all the glasses back in the car, and next up we'll go ahead and install our windshield moldings and also our roof moldings. So moldings are all done. We got the windshield moldings and the roof moldings. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our headlights. And here we have our brand new OEM headlights and taillights here. We got all brand new hardware and also of the accessory that go behind the headlight. Now we're also going to be running some LED headlight, high beam, and also our parking light bulb here.
Here we go. As Mike said, we have some nice LED. These are going to be LED amber running lights. We were going to have LED, the clear LED lights that go into like the daytime lights here. High beams and low beams LED. So it'll make everything kind of look to the new age, look. But as you can see, we have all brand new accessories for the headlights. And hey Mike, I just don't know where the factory ones went from the old headlights.
Let's not talk about that. All right, so first headlights here. Let's go and get her plugged up. There you go. She started to come together. So let's go ahead and test her out. Parking light. There you go. See the little LED there. And we got our amber up on the very top here. All right, headlight. Nice and bright. All right, hit the high beam. I know it's gonna be bright. Oh goodness. Yeah, she's nice.
We have some brand new OEM taillights, brand new brackets, and a brand new gasket here. I believe Brian's old gaskets were leaking, so it's probably why there's a lot of rust on that car before.
Well, it is one of the reasons why he had to do some trunk repair. A little bit of rust on it, so you're 50% right. So this new taillights come with a new gasket, a new type of gasket where use adhesive where once you peel it off, that is going to attach to the body of the vehicle, so you get a perfect seal. And now we didn't have to buy all new socket here. We were able to swap it from my old taillights, which is right over there. And yeah, I think we could go ahead and peel this off and get this on the car. All right, there you go, guys. But guess what, TJ? I still see some white paints here.
Yeah, I guess Brian forgot to paint something.
While we finish the tail lights, we go ahead and pop in the door seals here. So we finished up with the side sill, and the last few pieces would be the back seat. Now we didn't put it in initially because we ran into some hiccup, and TJ, stay quiet there. We're not going to talk about what happened, but we did run into some hiccup. But the seats are back now, and they are brand new for the second time. And
They
we'll
smell
go
pretty
ahead
good, too.
and what?
They smell like some kind of cleaning solvent.
Anyway, we'll go ahead and put the bottom portion in first, then we'll go ahead and put in the back portion.
All right, so Mike just finished putting in the rear seat and now the interior is just about complete. What a great video. We've got everything put on the vehicle, so it's ready for the next step. We saw from the headlights, the guys got the brand new headlights in, the tail lights. But I'm really excited about next episode because in next episode, we're gonna put that high wing on, and I'm really excited about the full lip kit. We got the full OEM A-Spec lip kit. We also have some more goodies coming up in the other videos. We've got a new shifter, we've got a new steering wheel, we've got a brand new suspension, even new brakes. What kind of brakes will they be? We got our wheels going on, and also some upgrades we're gonna have in the engine. And I actually found something very rare. Guys, this is the OEM accessory kit that goes in the inside because we need to break it up just a little bit. So a lot of great goodies to come up and a couple more episodes to finish up this entire build. Guys, I really enjoy you watching this video and helping us rebuild our community. We'll see you guys on the next episode.